You fancy me insane, don't you? You're just like that detective, aren't you? Well, I can assure you, madam, I am far from insane, he stated quite nonchalantly, leaning back in his chair with his arms crossed over his chest. I held eye contact with him a few moments longer before stealing a quick glance at the file in my hands. This man had committed a murder far greater than anything my simple mind could conceive. Yet he displayed not even a hint of remorse. You may assure me that you have retained a certain amount of your sanity, but it depends on one's definition of insanity to determine how far gone a person is. I find that insanity is the lack of restraint in a person, that he who shows no control over himself, no remorse for his crimes, is insane, I countered. He chuckled, amused by my argument. I waited patiently for his derision to cease, and soon enough he came to his senses, sitting up straight as his laughter was silenced. While that is true, I feel that sanity requires a certain level of genius, that which I possess. He rested his elbows on the table, his face too close for my liking. Ah, but even a genius can become insane, can he not? I asked, hoping to convince both him and myself of my point. The man cocked an eyebrow, an amused smirk on his lips. You fancy me a genius? Is that what you're implying? He asked slyly. I reverted my gaze to the file, which now lay on the table, looking for something to change the subject. The officers told me that when you were first brought in, you were pleading for them not to tell someone about what you did. Selene and Damien, I believe their names were, I inquired. His smile faded, his expression becoming one of mournful agony. A half-hearted laugh escaped his lips, as if he were trying to pretend it was nothing much. They would be disappointed in me if they knew about it. They always questioned my sanity, but I would play it off like a joke as I did when we were children, he explained. I tilted my head in confusion. Here, they didn't search me for weapons, so I've still got the photo on me. He removed a slip of paper from his coat pocket, handing it to me with a trembling hand. I examined the photograph, noting the two people in the image. The first, a young woman with short black hair, brown eyes, and wearing a black dress speckled with white stars. The second, a young man with combed black hair, chocolate brown eyes, wearing a black tux and holding a black cane with a silver candle. Sir, these two have been... I started, but the man before me slammed his hand on the table, causing me to silence myself abruptly. You won't tell them, will you? I don't want them to be afraid of me. I couldn't stand that damn eye. That eye haunted my dreams. I couldn't sleep knowing it would be waiting for me the next morning. Please, you can't tell them. I've lost too many people, too many loved ones to let it happen again, he begged. Tears welled in my eyes, threatening to spill down either side of my face. Damien and Selene had been dead for 2 years. Damien was once the mayor of this town, and Selene was once his closest friend. I won't tell them. You have my word, I said, swallowing the lump in my throat. He breathed a sigh of relief, settling himself in his chair again. I don't believe I caught your name, sir. William. And you, madam? The man responded. I smiled kindly at him, hoping to calm him down and relieve him of what stress may be left from his outburst. Alina. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, I greeted, extending my hand for him to shake. To my surprise, he took my hand in his and softly pressed his lips to it. It's funny. You remind me of her. Of Selene. If it weren't under such circumstances, I'd suggest that you meet her. Damien, too. You would be fast friends, he remarked, staring off into space. Though I found him to be delusional, I couldn't help but think that he wasn't all bad. He was just a kid who lost his way a long time ago. Perhaps there was hope for him yet. Well, perhaps someday I could meet them. For now, though, you still killed an innocent man. And for that, you know that there will be a price to pay. However, by our standards, you are insane. He glared when I said this, but I continued. You will have to be put on medication and have daily sessions with a therapist. We need to guarantee that you will no longer be a threat to yourself or others. If you'd like, I can be the one you talk to during those sessions. That would be splendid. When I get out of here, we can visit Selene and Damien. I'm sure they'd love to meet you. He beamed. One of the guards who'd been waiting outside came in and escorted William to his cell. I remained seated for a few moments, thinking about what that man had said to me. I swear, I will find a way to put you back together. I attached the photo of Selene and Damien to William's file. They could have been standing together. I will put you back together.